Dinovich here again, my fellow wingers, and welcome back to the Inswinger. The football world was left shocked on the 25th of November 2020 after the passing of football legend Diego Armando Maradona at the age of 60. The iconic player, who has had various health issues since retiring in 1997, suffered a heart attack and will be sadly missed within the footballing world, as tributes were made across the globe over the past week. Deemed the greatest of all time by many, the Argentine legend has played club football for Argentinos Juniors, Boca Juniors, Barcelona, Napoli, Sevilla, and Newell's Old Boys. Diego Maradona helped Argentina to win the 1986 World Cup in arguably the greatest achievement of his career, while also bringing 2 Serie A titles to Napoli. And during his time in Spain with Barcelona, he won the Copa del Rey, Copa de la Liga, and Supercopa de España. So let's have a better look at the Inswinger's greatest moments of Diego Maradona. Diego Maradona was considered too young for Carlos Menatti's 1978 World Cup squad, despite having made his debut in 1977 for Argentina at the age of 16. However, the following year he wasted no time in announcing his talent to the world as he led Argentina's youth team to glory at the 1979 FIFA Youth World Championship. Argentina won every match at the tournament, beating Indonesia, Poland, and Yugoslavia in the group stage, seeing off Algeria in the quarterfinals, Uruguay in the semifinals, and the Soviet Union in the final. Diego scored a goal in each knockout game, rounding off the scoring in the final with a magnificent display. Maradona claimed the Golden Ball for being the tournament's best player and scored a total of 6 goals, including a deal-stealing free kick in the final. It was in this tournament that Maradona made it a habit to win at all costs, especially when donning the blue and white of La Alba Celeste. No team south of Rome had won the Serie A title before Maradona moved to Naples in 1984, and Napoli had only 2 Coppa Italias to their name at the time. The outsider status of both city and club suited Maradona perfectly, and he became the heartbeat of a team that would win 2 Scudettos in 1987 and 1990, and a Coppa Italia in 1987. Napoli had finished 8th and 3rd in the Argentines' first 2 seasons in Italy, and hadn't made it past the last 16 in the Coppa Italia. But then it all came good, and Napoli didn't lose any of their first 12 games of the 86-87 season, and won at both Juventus and Roma, the previous season's champions and second place side respectively. It finished with a title for the Partenope, their first ever in Serie A, celebrated with wild street parties and even mock funerals for their close rivals. They followed it up with a 4-0 aggregate Coppa Italia final win over Atalanta, with Maradona setting up 2 of the goals. In the season of 1989-90, after having tried but twice fallen short of reclaiming their title, Napoli went again with Milanese revenge on their mind after finishing second behind AC Milan in 87-88 and then Inter in 88-89, but didn't fancy losing out again. Maradona was exceptional during the season, with his highlight being a scintillating goal and 2 assist display in a 3-0 win over AC Milan as he helped them to their second Scudetto. Napoli also won the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League, in 1989 after overtaking a 2-0 deficit in the first leg of their quarter-final against Italian rivals Juventus to win 3-2 on aggregate and defeated Stuttgart in the final. Maradona scored 115 goals in 259 appearances in his 7 seasons in Naples. Maradona played in the FIFA World Cup tournaments held in 1982, 1986, 1990, and more controversially in 1994 for Argentina, but it was for the 1986 edition which he received his legendary status. Maradona captained the team in Mexico and played every minute of every game in the tournament, scoring 5 goals and making 5 assists as Argentina won the finals. The Argentine asserted his dominance and was the most dynamic player of the competition, and after scoring 2 contrasting goals in the 2-1 quarterfinal win against England, his legend was cemented. The notoriety of his first goal and the brilliance of his second led to him being described as a half-devil, half-angel, as replays show that he cunningly scored the first goal with the use of his hand, and it became popularly known as the Hand of God. However, his second goal 4 minutes after the first was majestic, as he ran half the length of the field and with 11 touches beat 5 outfield players and put the ball in the back of the net. The goal was voted the goal of the century in a 2002 online poll conducted by FIFA, and was voted by FIFA as the greatest goal in the history of the World Cup. Maradona followed this with 2 more goals in a semi-final match against Belgium and assisted the winning goal in the final against West Germany as the Argentines won the match 3-2 and the tournament as world champions. During the tournament, Maradona attempted or created more than half of Argentina's shots, attempted a tournament best 90 dribbles, 3 times more than any other player, and was fouled a record 53 times, winning his team twice as many free kicks as any player. Maradona scored or assisted 10 of Argentina's 14 goals, which is 71% of the total goals, including the assist for the winning goal in the final, ensuring that he would be remembered as one of the greatest names in football history. And by the end of the World Cup, Maradona went on to win the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament. Maradona will always be in the conversation about the greatest of all time, and it's quite easy to see why. The man who is the pride of a nation and a hero to many represented that which we always fail to see when analysing those who are deemed legendary in their respective fields, in that we're all human. Maradona was flawed, but despite his controversial nature and the various low points of his career, the Argentine brought joy to millions of football fans across the world with his speed, agility, dribbling and magnificent skills with the ball at his feet, despite his small stature. His reluctance to lose and his win at all costs mentality is an example to all, and he will be missed. Our thoughts are with the family and friends of Diego Maradona, and thanks again for tuning in to the Inswinger. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more football content. See you soon.